Hello friends, it's Ruby. Welcome to another reading vlog. I am super excited about today's reading vlog. It wasn't even meant to be yet. I wasn't supposed to do this till like the end of the month or even possibly next month, but I can't wait because I want to read these books so badly. Yeah, I actually already started. So we have 4 books to choose from. 4 options. I don't know if I'll go through all 4, but I know that I at least want to go through 3 because I've been just like freaking foaming at the mouth to read these books. So first up, this whole thing was pushed up because they released that freaking Bridgerton trailer, and oh my freaking god, it was so good. It was so good. I cannot wait for the show in May. I am really pissed that they're breaking it up in 2 parts. Did they do that with the previous ones? I can't remember because y'all know. But I'm just, I'm so ready for it. It looks so good. I love Penelope and Colin. So I decided to reread Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which is book 4, I believe, in the series. But we all know we skipped Benedict. So yeah, I'm rereading that. I'm listening to the audiobook because they have it free on Hoopla. So because of that, I'm into the Regency romance mood right now, which is funny. It's not something that I ever thought that I would love because y'all know, I've said it before, historical fiction, not for me, which is probably why I didn't love like Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows. Even the vibes of historical fiction just really aren't for me. I don't like to read like World War II like settings and stuff like that, war settings, which is funny because my husband loves all that stuff, but I just don't love it. I find it boring. I don't know. The time period's not for me, but there's something about Regency England that I freaking love. And I think it's the romance, historical romance. Who would have thunk it? But historical romance, Regency romance specifically, little subset, subgenre, if you will. There's just something about it. There's something about the nuance of the romancing and the courtship. The wooing is just so different from what we have now. There's no touching. There is the whisper of a touch, the brush of fingertips, the peak of skin. Like, it's so ridiculous, and I eat it up. Like when she takes off her glove and you now see her arm, and the guy's like, oh my god. Like, it's just so good. It's so good, and I freaking love it. So because of that, we're gonna start reading Regency romances. Like I said, I already started that other one, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, but we also have Half a Soul, which will be interesting because this is also with fantasy. It's a fantastical world, so that'll be cool. Actually, so is this one, and that's probably why these are the 2 that I want to make a priority. Of Fragile Enchantment, there's magic in this, so probably we'll get through that one, and then if we have time I'll read this one, but it's kind of chunky, so I don't know. But this is A Lady for a Duke, and this is just historical romance. There's no magic in this. So if we have time, we'll push through this one, but at the very least, I'm going to get through Romancing Mr. Bridgerton and then these 2 because, like I said, I've been waiting, and that trailer was the motivation that I needed to bump this video up. So if you love historical romance, if you love romance in general, join me. Maybe we can buddy read these because they're so good. But yeah, I hope they're good. Maybe I'm just talking them up. Maybe I'm setting myself up for failure. I hope not. Hey, it's a new day. It's already like 6 p.m. at this point, but Butters and I are hanging out. I filmed 2 videos today and I imported the footage to my computer. Hated them. So I scrapped it, and I'm going to redo them tomorrow because the footage just wasn't working out. Like the sun, it was just ruining my life. So I'm going to redo those tomorrow, but I have about 35-ish books, new books. You heard that. You heard that right. Ugh. I am on a book buying ban. I'm on a book buying ban with the exception of thrifting because I don't thrift too much. And when I do thrift, I'm kind of picky. I don't like pick up 10 books every time I go. You know what I mean? So with the exception of that, I'm officially on a book buying ban until we move to California. Is she gonna do it? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna try. I think you're gonna see the Target haul before this video, but you're probably gonna see the other haul afterwards, like the book shopping haul afterwards. So we'll hold off. But as you can see behind me, my shelves are full. They're just full. And so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pack some books up, like literally in packing boxes or moving boxes, because I just don't have any more space. So I think I'm gonna like pack away all the like middle grade, all the stuff that I read when I was younger that I was obsessed with that I'm not gonna reread, but I'm like too obsessed with to part with, or nostalgia, you know. So like the Harry Potter books, the Vampire Academy, Twilight, all that stuff, pack it away, because I'm just keeping it because I'm attached at the moment, but like I'm not gonna reread them, you know. But yeah, we're gonna do that. But first of all, I do have a Romancing Mr. Bridgerton update. I have not started any other books. I've been focusing on that one, and I think at this point I'm like 70% through with it, so pretty close to the end. But wow. I did not remember how freaking annoying Colin was. Like, the way that he treats Penelope, the way that he just is like, I'm the man, listen to me. It's so annoying. Like, and honestly, the book has been kind of boring because unlike the show, like the show, even the trailer, they gave us so much. They gave us the thing with Eloise and Cressida. They gave us the fact that Penelope's gonna have another romantic interest that Colin's gonna have to like compete with. They just gave us so much that's not in the book. The book's kind of boring. It's just Penelope and Colin talking, and then they're like, okay, well, let's get married. So it's just been a little boring, but I don't regret reading it. I'm glad I reread it, and I'm one of those people that does not mind when the book is like not 100% adapted into the movie and the TV show. Like, if they make changes, I'm okay with it because I already read the book. Like, I already know what happened. So if they change it, I'm okay with it. I'm like, cool, new story. So I fully hope and know that they're going to change a lot of stuff in the show, and I'm okay with it. I want Penelope to make this guy freaking grovel. Like, I want her to drag him because he is just pissing me off in the book. Like, you know, I'm sure it's going to get better, but I only have like 30% left, and he's been annoying. He's always like, I don't know. He kind of like doesn't even want to like her. And then when he's realizing like that she's great, he's like hesitant. Like, he doesn't want to like her. He's giving those vibes, you know, like, until he doesn't. And then he's like, I'm going to marry her. And then he's like, I've been so blind. But my boy, it's been 70%. Like, get it together. So I'm going to finish that. And then tonight I'm going to start Half a Soul. So we'll have updates. But first, let's do that. And then I have to start dinner because it's already 6. My husband's actually not home yet, which is weird. But yeah, a quick dinner and working on this. I literally put all of Butter's toys away in his basket, and then he goes and takes them out. But right now he's just stalking people. I don't know, can you see him? I don't know if you can see him because I can't see the camera, but he's just looking out the window. We're gonna go ahead and get that started. Good afternoon. It is a new day and I just finished filming. I filmed 3 TikTok videos, 2 YouTube videos, so it's been productive. But I do have a little update on Half a Soul, a small update. We're just gonna talk about what the book's about at this point because I am on a whopping chapter 2, page 19. But yeah, now I've kind of gathered what the book is about. We follow our main character Theodora, who goes by Dora. Sorry, that's Butters being loud. We follow Dora as she grows up, basically just kind of lives, to be honest. She went through something when she was a little girl. At 10 years old, she ends up frolicking in the forest as one does, and she meets a fairy, and he's like, "You're rude, you're disrespectful," and she's like, "No, I'm not, I don't even know you." And he ends up telling her that her mother promised her firstborn child to him, which is insane. And so because of that, he's gonna like literally take her soul and like leave her as a shell, I guess. But her little cousin, who's 2 years younger than her, literally goes and saves her life, stabs this fairy with like these little iron scissors, hence why there's scissors everywhere, and saves her life. But he does manage to rip off half her soul, so she's just left with half a soul. And because of that, our main character just very much doesn't feel. She feels minimally, like minimally. You can attack her, you can verbally attack her, you can like comfort her. She doesn't feel even the good stuff, happiness. Like she's just very dull inside because of what happened to her. And in the beginning of the book, chapter 1, because that's all I've read, we find out that her cousin grew up to be a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she is now going to be presented into society and look for a husband because she's the ripe old age of 18. So her mom's like, "You're nearly a spinster." So she sends her to London, and her cousin really like is like, "Please let Dora come with me, please," because her cousin is just amazing. She loves her. You can tell she loves her, and Dora loves her. She knows she loves her. She just knows that something's wrong with her. Another thing we find out is that one of her eyes is like discolored now, and that's like the trademark thing that you've been cursed by a fairy. So people are just really weary about her. They don't want to be around her because they're like, she's bad luck, like stay away from her. But her cousin never treats her like that. She's still like a really good cousin to her. So yeah, they're off to London for the season, and we're gonna see what happens because I feel like love is bound to happen. Her cousin's inquiring about a sorcerer, the Lord Sorcerer, which I guess he's like the magician. And Dora's like, why is she asking for him? So that's kind of where we're at right now, but we'll see how it goes. However, we're gonna go out, we're gonna go have dinner, and then we're gonna go to watch a movie that I don't want to watch because I'm kind of scared of it, Civil War. Because I'm just scared of like anything that has to do with war, anxiety. But we always watch what I want to watch, so it's only fair that we have my husband choose a movie. So we're gonna have a little date, and then tonight I will continue to read because so far I have liked it. It's moving fast, and I am getting those regency vibes. I really like that she's like out in society. Loving it so far. Hey, we have an update and the sun is going in and out. I'm in my room. My room doesn't have like an overhead lighting or like a ceiling light. We just have a lamp in here. But if I turn on the lamp, it really doesn't do us much good because it's back there. So I'm sitting in front of a window. Hopefully you can see me. Okay. But anyway, I have an update. We have just been hanging out, and by we I mean Butters and I. Butters! I don't know where he is. He'll come when he comes. But yeah, we have just hung out, done not much actually. I just showered, waited for my hair to dry because I always air dry my hair. And then I was like, okay, time to film. So I did go ahead and finish 2 books. I finished Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which for these books, for both of them, I rated them too high. I'm adjusting my ratings on Goodreads right after I film this clip because I was generous. So for Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, I did listen to the audiobook of that. And here's my little wooden chip book that I made for my mini shelves. I made this a while back because I read these years ago. But I'm thinking of making more covers and maybe we can just chat while I do that. It's really easy, but I don't know. We could chat about it and I can answer your questions that I have received regarding my mini shelves, which I made myself. So unfortunately you can't buy them, but I'm sure you could make them because I literally just got what I had and made do, and it was not too difficult. So yeah, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton though, I already talked about it a little bit, but Colin's just annoying. I do not like book Colin, and I am not sorry. I feel like the show is just going to be so much better. I am team show, and I know that most people are like, how dare you, like you should be team books, but I think that it's a general consensus that the show's just better. They're just doing a better job with it. I just feel like all the seasons have been better than the books, and I don't really remember the books too much. That's why I reread this one, but I still think that my favorite was Francesca's book, and I didn't read Gregory's, but after this reread, I'm not gonna read Gregory's. Like, I don't need to put myself through that. But yeah, it just was annoying. Colin was annoying. He was possessive. He was like trying to tell Pen what she was gonna do. Like, he wasn't even giving her the choice. And then, like I said, for most of the book, he's fighting his feelings because he's like, I couldn't possibly like Penelope Featherington, until he's like, okay, I do like her. How? And then he's all about her. He's like, how has nobody realized that she's amazing? But yeah, he was infuriating, and I cannot wait for the show because I feel like it's just going to be so much better. And the reason that I reread it was because I couldn't quite remember what was in the book and what wasn't. We've been getting all those Bridgerton trailers, and I just could not remember what happened in the book and what didn't. I knew for a fact that nobody else had courted Penelope Featherington, because that's kind of like the thing of the whole book, is that she's such a wallflower, she's so unwanted, she's a spinster, until Colin sees her for who she is and is in disbelief that nobody else does. So I knew nobody else was courting her, but I really do like that competition it's gonna add with Colin. And I think that show Colin's gonna be different. I feel like he has to be different. They've been making it better, so I'm hoping that I don't hate him in the show. But I reread the book because I was unsure about the whole teaching Penelope like how to flirt and stuff and like catch a man. I was like, did that happen? I couldn't remember because, like I said, it's been years. So I reread it because of that, and it did not happen, but I welcome it. I feel like it's going to be really fun. And just, I'm with everyone else. I want him to grovel I want her to just like drag him along. And then we all know that they're going to end up together, but I want him to work for it because book Colin just pissed me off. Anyway, moving on to Half a Soul. Again, I rated it a little too high on Goodreads. I'm going to adjust it, but I'm going to give this a solid 3.5 stars because it was fun. It was a good time, but it wasn't amazing. And I wanted it to be amazing, but it just quite wasn't, because it felt very low stakes. You would think that it would be a little higher stakes because somebody snatched half her soul, but it just felt a little low stakes. Like everything happened so easily. Like solving the problem and the issue, it just felt easy. It just felt like it was just a good book, but it was more like a feel good book. Like I had a good time. I smiled. The romance was really sweet. I really like the romance. He's like grumpy and she's not sunshine because she's not, because she's very much unfeeling, but she's not grumpy like he is. He's grumpy about everything and she's just kind of indifferent. So that was also interesting because usually when a man, like the male character is so grumpy, the girl is such sunshine and it's annoying to me. But she wasn't. She was just very indifferent and she was just very matter of fact. And I really like that about her. So I did like all the characters as a whole. The side characters even, the bad characters even, I liked everyone. I didn't love anyone. It was just very okay. I had a good time while I read it. It was feeling very low stakes, but I did like the dash of magic that was in here. It was definitely a little different from just your typical Regency romance, and I liked that. I did feel the magic in the air because our main male character is a Lord Sorcerer, meaning he's a magician, like he uses magic. So it's not like you just felt the dash of magic. It was there. It was there, but it was also really cool to hear about the ton and to hear about the gossip and all the stuff, right? The society, all the ridiculousness that they required of women. And it was a fun time. I will continue on to the rest of the trilogy because, like I said, I did enjoy it. And I hope that they get better. Who knows? Because I know that we're not going to be following the same couple like throughout the other books. They're going to very much change to other characters that we meet as we go. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. No regrets reading this. It was sweet. If you want just like a good, sweet little book, like, I don't know. I felt like it was enjoyable. And I feel like that's just perfect for the description of my feelings of this book. 3.5 stars. But now I think I'm going to dedicate the rest of the day to reading A Fragile Enchantment. I think we're going to wrap it up with that one because I want to read Emily Henry's new book. Funny Story came out and I'm dying to read it. I hope that I love it as much as Happy Place. I hope that I love all her books as much as Happy Place, but I'm too excited to wait. So I did get it on Libby. I didn't buy the hardcover. I'm not going to buy the hardcover. I'm going to wait for the paperback because I want them to match all my other paperbacks. So I did put it on hold like months ago. And luckily I got it on release day. So that's good. I think we'll do another reading vlog where we just chat more about me actively reading the book. And then maybe we'll also read what is it called? Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, because I think that they're both going to be really good reads. I hope I can finish both of them before the month ends. But I think it shouldn't be too hard because I'm sure I'm going to fly through those. At least that's what I hope. But yeah, I'll go ahead and update you later on. I'm going to try and read a good amount right now. And then I have the audiobook for A Fragile Enchantment. So when we go on our walk, we walk from like 30 to 45 minutes. So I'll listen to that and I should be able to update you at least halfway. I am a slow reader, but I should at least get halfway. So yeah, see you in a bit. So we have an update on A Fragile Enchantment. First of all, this book is so beautiful. I know I showed you, but I can't get over it. It really does look like a fairy tale. It looks so gorgeous. Like, without the dust jacket, it looks gorgeous. I still do like the dust jacket. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I like it. But nothing better than the freaking naked hardcover. It's gorgeous. But let's talk about it. So in this we follow Neve, which thank goodness that I have the audiobook, because dude, I would not have known how to say any of these freaking names and places if I didn't listen to the audiobook. Let me see if I can show you the way that Neve is actually spelled, because let me tell you, that's not how I would have pronounced it. Let me see if you can see it. Do you see it? It's Niamh, and that's Neve. I'm not even gonna try and say her last name, although the people from the palace say O'Connor, but she says it differently. She says it the way that it actually is. But yeah, we follow Neve, and she gets an invite at the beginning of the book to go to the palace to make the garments for the royal wedding. She gets invited by the Prince Regent, who is handling everything, being like the king for now, because the king has fallen ill. So he invites her to the palace to make the garments for his younger brother's wedding, the prince's wedding. And she's super excited because she lives in a land that is very impoverished. It was invaded by the people that are now in charge in the kingdom. And they have been left with pretty much nothing, with just suffering, really. So there's like this revolution happening in the background of the story, and it does get brought up quite often. That's pretty much the only thing that has happened, is that political problem that's happening being brought up in the background. But really at the forefront, what we have right now in the first half of the book is just following all our characters. There's a couple. There's like, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're kind of following as they get to know each other and become friendly and friends. Some of them become friends, some of them are just friendly right now, but that's really all that's happened. So it is pretty slow. That being said, I don't find myself bored or wanting to stop reading it, despite it being pretty slow for the first half, which is interesting. I don't know. I think I'm just intrigued of the magic system. I want to know more. And I don't know that we're going to get more, unfortunately. Like, I'm getting that vibe that we're not going to get more of explanation of the magic system. Even though I think it's intriguing. Because she's not the only one with powers. There's other... Dang. The sun. There's other people with powers. Different powers. But... they've just been brought up, mentioned, and their powers are mentioned, but that's it. So because this is not such a long book, I don't think more of that is going to be brought up or expanded on. So that's unfortunate, but I am eager to continue and to finish it, really. And I hope that I at least like it, because like I said, it's so beautiful. I want to at least like it. I want to have a positive memory attached to this beautiful book. So I'm gonna go take a walk with Butters now, and I will wrap this up. I don't know if I'll finish it today, and if I do, I'll probably just update you tomorrow anyway, because we're losing daylight. The sun's like peeking out sometimes, but after our walk, I'm gonna have to prepare dinner and all that. So yeah, but I'm excited to finish this. I'm excited to see if I like it. I don't know. I think it's just because it's so pretty that I'm excited about it. Because like, there's no reason for me to be this excited with what has happened in the first half of the book, but every time I grab it, I hold it, I just get a good feeling. And I think it's just because it's so pretty, which is kind of ridiculous, but it's so pretty. Anyway, let's go take a walk. Hi. Welcome to the end of this vlog. So I am feeling a certain type of way. I am feeling very conflicted. I I finished this book and I wanted to give it 5 stars. What is happening? This is a historical romance. It is a historical fantasy romance, because there's magic in here. I said it before. There's magic. Our main character weaves magic into the garments that she makes, and I've already touched on what the book was about. I told you in the first half of the book, really not a whole lot happened. We were just kind of following our characters along, getting to know them, kind of having a glimpse at what it was they were struggling with presently, and, you know, getting to know them, getting attached. I really did love all the characters in this. I try always to keep spoilers at a minimum, but still give you my thoughts. So I hope that I can do that. But the second half of this book, things did pick up. We did have some sort of plot going on. But I don't know, reading this, I felt like it was very much character driven. I felt like the plot was just kind of like, I mean, it was there, but it wasn't like what stood out to me. You know what I mean? What stood out to me were definitely the characters, and I just really liked this. I found myself not getting annoyed by any of the characters. I found myself endeared to most of the characters, even the bad ones. Even like the bad guy was just doing things out of love. And so I really liked it. I don't know what to say. I can't believe it. But I think I am going to decide on a 4.25 stars, because I was just going to give it a 4-star rating. But when I was at the end, like the end chapters, I was like really into it. I was just eating it up. I loved the romance. I loved the Regency era moments, although it wasn't really at the forefront. I feel like, yes, they talked about getting ruined and things like that, what is considered indecent, and you know what they should and shouldn't do, but it wasn't like Bridgerton. And a lot of people describe this like Bridgerton because, one, it takes place in the Regency era. 2, there is a gossip column called The Tattler, very much like Lady Whistledown's column. But it is slightly different. They are talking more about the politics than just society gossip. But they do definitely throw in some society gossip. And The Tattler's not like a big thing in this book. Like, it is in there. And then we do get to know who's behind it and all that. But it's not like Penelope, you know, where it is part of her story and her, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. But I ended up loving this, and I was nervous about it because I saw the Goodreads reviews and people really didn't like it. A lot of people DNF'd it. I never felt like DNFing it, which again, I'm freaking puzzled. It might just be that I was in the mood for Regency romance and I listened to myself. I was like, Heart of Hearts, what are you trying to tell me? And it was saying Regency romance. And that's the whole reason that I even did this reading vlog, because Bridgerton trailers got me and I needed some Regency romance in my life. I've definitely liked our last book, Half a Soul. Did I love it? No. But it was good. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was very okay. You know, I will continue on reading the second book. And if I did not like it enough, I would not continue. But I did like it. I didn't love it though. This one I very much did love. Not enough to give it 5 stars because, as we all know, if you follow me on Goodreads, you've seen my favorites shelf, which is my 5-star shelf, and I am stingy with the 5 stars. I'm trying to get better with it, but I don't know. I just feel like there has to be something within the book for me to give it 5 stars. I have to love it. I love this, but then there has to be a little something special. Either I had a special connection to a character or the characters or the story, or I had that spark, that feeling, right? Which obviously it's very subjective. Reading is so subjective, and I'm happy to say that this reading vlog was a success. We read Bridgerton again, reread it. And it was not the best of times, but I am glad that I read it in preparation for the TV show. So no regrets there. We read this one. It was cool. It was short. It was fast. It was a good time. And then I read this one and I loved it so much, which I'm happy that I did, because I told you all that this edition of this book was just absolutely beautiful. I stand by this being the most beautiful hardcover, naked hardcover that I've ever seen. It's just so incredibly gorgeous that I am just so happy that I liked it, and I get to keep it. I was going to keep it regardless. But now I'm happy that this beautiful book made me happy. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. Let me know, is Regency romance something you like, something you read? I've said it many times before, historical fiction is not for me. I tend to not like it. But I'm trying, because you can't just dismiss a whole genre or a whole subgenre based off of less than 5 books. So I'm trying to delve. The only one that I did dismiss was dark romance. I just can't. I just don't like it. It's not for me. But I'm trying with historical fiction, and something like this is perfect for me because it is historical fantasy. And then with the added element of the romance, I really liked it. So thanks for hanging out. As always, if you did enjoy following along as we read some Regency romance, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you're excited about Bridgerton, if you watch Bridgerton, if you agree with me that the show is just better than the books. Yeah, and especially if you've read this one, what did you think? Because like I said, I'm in the minority. Most people did not rate this very high, but I just really loved it. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye.